What are you wearing?
A Canadian tuxedo.
Canadian
I'm a hockey player. Let's go Blues.
Let's go Blues.
Let's go Blues.
To all you Blues fans, we're bleeding blue with you.
Let's go Blues. Let's go Blues. Let's go Blues.
Presented by Scott Credit Union. Yours.
Your Blue Note Fan Report coming to you live from Cussamano's Bar and Grill, or Cussamano's Pizza, I think it is, in Maplewood. Paul, thank you so much. Mr. Cussamano, thank you so much for letting us have this out here tonight. That last game as crap. You mean the 3-1 win was crap? Scary? Come on, bud. What are you talking about?
He's still a little salty that Colorado got beat by Dallas, I think.
Oh, yeah. Well, the blackout ones I meant, the Stars was good. Well, we're going to get there. I apologize. We're a little late. The sound system here, I knew we were going to have some trouble with it. We didn't get here a little early enough as we should. And I was not doing a great job setting things up, but we are set up here. And you are more than welcome to come out. You want to come out to Maple? We'll be here about an hour and a half, depending on you. The more you're active, the more you're part of the show, the longer me and Justin are going to be here. Well, first of all, let's say this. Everyone knows that my name is Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, Bensing. And this, we're running into a little bit of a problem with the internet. We'll kind of deal with that as we go along. This guy has been known as Justin Scott, but that's not his name anymore, is it?
No, it looks like not.
Don't say it. Justin has a nickname. I want to give you guys a chance to guess Justin's nickname, or if one of you comes up with something better than what I've come up with. I think mine's pretty good.
I like it.
Right? I think it fits. So let's see what Justin comes up with. And yeah, we're going to run into little internet problems here tonight. And if it does get a little bad, I will try and connect my phone's internet and go that way. But right now, I think we're okay. If we stop a little bit, just deal with this and you know the delay anyway. So we'll just keep doing it. We're here at Cussamano's in Maplewood. Paul is a good friend. He let me come here a couple of years ago when I was going through a rough time, and he set things up. He's a great guy. We appreciate him. Thank you so much, Paul, for opening up your doors early for us. He's normally a late night guy. Like, he opens his doors at 9 or 10 at night and then goes to 4 in the morning. This man's a night owl and a half, and we woke up Dracula. So hopefully Dracula's not mad at us. We got Matt Lowe saying, "What's up, Guy and Justin? We are doing good, man. We're doing good. Your job for the first part of the show is to guess Justin's nickname, or come up with one better than what I got. I like mine. I think it fits. We talked about it last night. And we're going to talk about the beginning of the season. We're going to go through each game. We're going to go through the home opener. We'll go through the Calgary game, the Vancouver game. We'll go through the Colorado or the Chicago game, and then we'll go through last night's game. I can pull up the stats for each game, and we kind of talk about it. And you know, in the comments, I put the show descriptions, right? For tonight, I kind of put Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde and a little bit of sex appeal. And I think that fits, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the Dr. Jekyll and the Dr. and Mr. Hyde. We saw Mr. Hyde on the away games. Those were good teams. Those were teams that had solid goaltending, played a strong offense, and was defensively responsible. Absolutely great. Matt Lowe says Blue Falcon. No, I don't think so. I don't think that beats mine.
No, especially with what you gave, and you know the reason why I said that I liked it.
Yeah, I know, but it worked. Even if I didn't know that, it still would have worked.
But Matt is kind of right. Like, he's not right, but he's on the right track.
Somewhat.
Somewhat.
So back to that Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. So we saw Mr. Hyde away. And then we saw Dr. Jekyll at home. Discombobulated, unknowing, mean, nasty, but shitty looking.
Yeah.
All right.
I think it's very. The fans were very disappointed with the outcome at home. I mean, as should anybody be with what performance we got. But and it's kind of crazy to think about. We'll tackle the home opener because I definitely still have a lot of thoughts on that. And considering how that team has played, like Minnesota as a whole has played since they played us, is a little concerning. Just because I know the Blues are better than what they show.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Teresa, I call him Baby Boy. Does that count?
No. How about no?
Okay, sorry about that. Teresa, you had me, man. I actually think I might have hit something and kicked us out of the studio. That was good.
We might have had our comment of the show.
Yeah, that's comment of the show there. Military Blue Falcon for Military Blue Falcon is a bad thing. Maybe. John's got a good question, and we are going to tackle this. I'm going to save this for later. It says, what's the ultimate goal for the Blues organization? Not us, the fans, those that wear ties. And I think I know the answer to this one. I really do. And I got that answer very quickly. Matlow says, Teresa, I think it does. I hope you're his mother. Dave Gillis, can we get a hint? Yes. It has to do with, and how do I say this in a way? I'm going to use the word, and I hope you don't mind it. It has to do with Justin's disability. I mean, it's an ability, and I love it, but it's still I have a disability. We know that, right?
Yeah.
So are you good with that? Are you good with me saying it has to do with your disability?
You got to give a hint. I mean, you can't just say, oh, you got to guess, because there's a bunch of nicknames out there.
Yeah. It has to do with your disability. Oh, we got some people wearing Blues jerseys. Welcome to the show. I am Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan. This is Justin. We're not going to give his nickname away yet. Scott, we're your host of the BlueNote Fan Report, coming to you live from Cussamano's in Maplewood. Come out and join us. Looks like he's got a little feast going. Come get some food. He's a good guy. Teresa says, I am. Teresa, we appreciate that. Where are we at?
I have never seen that person before in my life.
Scary says, good to see Cairo get going last game. We're going to get to that. We're going to talk about each game individually, so give us some time there. That's awesome. Nathan dropped the show. E. Guido's here. Hi, E. How you doing, buddy? Rosie's 200-foot game has been amazing. Yeah, we will kind of get there. Again, I'm dealing with internet connections. We'll get there. Oh, I like that one. Justastic.
What is it?
Justastic.
That's a good one.
That almost that's close to mine. That being as good as mine.
We might, with the names that we come up with tonight, that our fans come up with tonight, we might have to get a poll going and see.
I know, but right now I still think mine's better.
I like it,
but not by much. Not by much. And Teresa says, so it has something to do with his vision. Yes, it does. I will say that. It does have something to do with his vision. I didn't want to give all the hints away, but Teresa threw it. So where were we? So back to what you were talking. So the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and then the sex appeal. We saw the sex appeal last time.
Oh, very, very good game.
And we saw something last night, and I'm not trying to be egomaniacal here, but I caught it right away and told you as soon as I seen it was what they were doing, and I caught it like in the third or fourth minute of the first period, right?
We were kind of talking back and forth, and we kind of both saw the same thing. You said something different, and I said something different that maybe you didn't say at first.
Yeah.
But
And we'll get into that. We'll talk about that. Bottles as in cake, bottle glasses. Oh, thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
There you go. Thank you, Paul. Greatly appreciate you, sir. Oh, good. They're unleaded.
Yeah.
They were unleaded. Paul's a good guy. Cake bottle. I don't like that one as much.
What was it?
He says bottles, as in cake bottles, glasses. Nah, I'm not with that one.
No, I'm not feeling that one.
Right, not feeling that one. And I'm going to kind of keep an eye on the internet. If it gets to a point that we're freezing too much, I might switch to my phone. That may mess us up a little bit, but we'll kind of work on it. Why didn't you have a show last night, Guy? Well, why didn't we have a show last night?
Well, me and Guy were at the game last night, so we didn't get home until super late. So
Yeah.
it just wasn't feasible for us to do a show. We knew we were going to be doing this one tonight, so
Yep.
we decided to hold our thoughts and opinions tonight.
Okay. Matlow says the internet seems pretty giddy. Cake, maybe. Guy needs the glasses.
Guy needs the glasses, and I need the cake.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. I really like my nickname. I really do. And we'll wait to the half-hour mark before we give it away or see if somebody else comes up with something. That was the only acceptable answers, guys. Well, with me being here, it's harder for me to do shows. And the thing is with game day shows, I'm not in like my apartment, I can't watch the games. So I have to go to a bar or something like that. And not every bar owner is as gracious as Paul is, where they'll allow you to set up and do a show. And my setup doesn't allow for it. It's not like simple. I'm a little more sophisticated in my setup. I'm not using just a laptop and a headset with mic to do the show. So that makes it harder. If I was just doing that, it wouldn't work. 3 playing mice with 2 guys. That's not bad, John. That's not bad. That's close. And we're looking forward. So actually, I will do this now that John's here and I can announce it. We're going to do a show, an unscheduled show. John was no, the Matt Lowe goes, guys thinks he's sophisticated. I didn't say me, I said my setup is sophisticated. Right?
Yeah.
Right? And actually, I just thought about something Paul said. I remember in my old one, there was a way to turn off the power from this. And I had to do that last time. And I probably shouldn't. I didn't think about that. But, well I mean, he's got a speaker here set up. I think there's, you guys out there, can you hear us okay?
Perfect.
Good. Thank you for enjoying the show and listening to us.
We're having a great time.
Yeah, good. Come out and join us, Paul says.
We're looking forward to it.
Right? Well, hey, Paul, hold on. I don't have you out. You're busy cooking. We'll get you later. Come up and talk about your place here on the mic where everybody can hear you.
Coming up on 30 years.
Say again?
Coming up on 30 years.
30 years, man. And he's part of the Cussamano family. He's a legend. Right? He's a legend in these parts. And he's a good guy. Dave's going to the game this Thursday. Now, that's the one. See, originally I had planned on going to that game. I don't think I am now. Chris has invited me to go fishing. We're going to a lake that's about 2 hours away. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get back in time for us to go to that game.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to the game Thursday. Going Tuesday, and then I'm going the following Tuesday. And see, man, I'm as scattered as the bugs I talked about with in the thing there. We are going to do a show on the 29th and it's not going to be a live show, but it is. I'm going to have John come over to my apartment, and Justin's going to go from his house, and we're going to do a show that will be 100% dedicated to Roland. Right? John's not the hockey IQ guy. He is, but he thinks he isn't. But for him, he's more comfortable talking about Roland. He was supposed to be able to come to the 25th show.
You want salad?
I'm good right now, bud.
I'm okay. Thank
Right? Maybe a little bit further down, we'll get something to eat, bud. Matt Lowe says LA going to be a tough game because they have been so bad and they have a chip on the shoulder. Maybe.
LA,
20 minutes away.
Yeah, LA's been they kind of are lost. I told you that last time when we were right back on the shuttle.
Yeah.
You know that LA kind of seems like they're in a lost spot right now, but they will be probably coming in and playing with the chip on their shoulder.
Okay. Oh, I was wrong. So maybe the Utah game might be. All depends, right? All depends.
We could talk about that.
Yeah.
We got time.
That might be one I go to by myself, but again, we'll kind of see. I haven't seen it open up on BetTix yet either, so I'm kind of looking for that. I got good seats last night for a good price. I will say that. I know I'm not getting paid to say this, but TickPick, if you want to get good seats for a decent price, because a lot of them on there are going for less than face value, I would check out TickPick.
Yeah, very good. I have not gotten the chance to purchase from there yet, but it seems to be a very legit site. So.
Yeah. So 20. He says 20 minutes. Well, okay, I think I said that. So let's go back and we'll start with game one. Right. Remember, we got the guess Justin's nickname up, or give us a nickname for Justin. We're gonna cover all 5 games. John Hepner, Chris Jeckly, and Aaron Nels. Thank you for those thumbs up. We greatly appreciate it. We've got 11 watching, and we got 4 or 5 people here at the show.
Let's go Blues!
Let's go Blues! Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Oh, wrong one. Wrong one. Why can't I find the button I want? Actually, I don't think I have it anymore. I had the boys on here, but I think I took them off. Yeah, I took them off. Have to get them back. Or we could do it this way, right? Wait, man, I'm just buttons.
Let's go Blues.
Let's go Blues.
There we go. We got it in there. I figured it out. Game one, the home opener. A lot of pomp and circumstance. It was very well done. They did the rally before the game. I got my picture with Tom again. We got a great picture outside the statues with the group of the people that helped started the BlueNote. Some people that helped start the BlueNote Fan Report, and Bob and Michelle. Somebody who was there from the beginning of the show. They actually. The Hawaii Blues fan. They were there for that when I became the Hawaii Blues fan. Chris Shockey was there when I started the show. And then we have Justin and his dad were, the new generation of the show.
Yeah.
Right. So I thought that was a really, really good picture. I enjoyed it. But then we get to the game itself. And I don't know why, but it happened. So actually, I'm blaming myself for this. So I have seen in the past 3 years, 3 games. All against the Wild. In each game, I wore my Warriors jersey.
Yeah.
We got spanked in all 3 of them.
Yeah, I can't say that you're the jinx of that one, but I don't know. It seems that the Blues have seemed to struggle with the Minnesota Wild over the last couple of years. And I think it's, and we'll tackle it kind of when we get into, more in depth, but I would love to talk about the play of Minnesota. I mean, I even
go for it. That's what this is. We're talking about game one right now.
I mean, Minnesota. It's disappointing that the Blues get shut out on home ice, considering how poorly the Minnesota Wild have played, especially 5-on-5. The Minnesota Wild have only scored, I believe, it is 2 goals, 5-on-5 since they played the Blues. And I mean, that's just not good enough. I mean, they're one of the top power plays. But if you can't score 5-on-5, you're not going to be a consistently good team. And it's showing. Minnesota is struggling right now to get anything going. It took them 10 consecutive periods to score 5-on-5.
So the Wild beat the Blues 5-0. They lost to the Blue Jackets 7-4. They beat the Kings in a shootout 4-3. They lost to the Stars 5-2. They've lost to the Wild they lost to the Capital. The Wild.
Yeah,
oh
lost
God.
to the Wild.
They lost to the Capitals 5-1, and then they lost to the Flyers in overtime 2-1. In the standings, I was looking at them earlier today.
Wild, I think, are dead last in the Central.
I don't think they're not dead last.
In the Central, I think.
Yeah, they may be. Yeah, in the Central Division. Let me pull up divisions. Here we go. In the Central Division, the Wild are 2-3-1 with 5 points, .417 points percentage, and are 8th. The division right now is led, God, and I don't have to believe, because I'm waiting for Scary to just go, I told you so, I told you so, I told you so. Are 5-0-1 for 11 points with a .917 point percentage. Holy God.
Well, in this, and I will play. I will give myself a little bit of a head smack because I did say that Colorado starts the season on a low note usually, but they have played great so far. But I also said this to you guys: who have the Colorado Avalanche played this season? About 2 of the 6 games that they played were against teams that are competitive. I would say that are willing or that are good enough to get to the playoffs. And one of them was the Stars. They lost to the Stars in a shootout, and then they lost or they beat LA. So, and I'm giving LA, even though they started off bad, they're still touted as supposed to be a playoff team.
Okay, well, here we go. Colorado Avalanche opened the season against the Kings and beat them 4-1. They then faced the Mammoths and beat them 2-1. And make sure, that I've only got them up right now. I think so, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's all I got. Okay. So the Mammoths, they beat 2-1. They lost to Dallas 5-4 in the shootout. They beat the Sabres 4-1. They beat the Blue Jackets 4-1. And then they beat Boston 4-1. Dallas is the only team on there that I look at and go, well, the Kings.
Well, and that's why I kind of gave it 2, and I said the Kings were one of them, at least just because they were a playoff team.
Yeah.
I don't really get a sense of threat from a team like the Kings, but you got to kind of lump them in just because of where they were last season.
Yeah. I mean, the Kings are still a good team.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I get that point of them not playing anybody. I really – I do. I get that, and I understand where you're coming at from that. But when it comes down to the Blues, they're 600, right? They got a 600, so they're 3-2. They got a 600 percentage, and they're on a 4-game homestand. They're in the middle of it. The next 2 games, they need to go 2-0, right? I said, and I've said this numerous times. You need to get 10 points every 8 games. 10 points every 8 games. 10 points every 8 games. We're at 6 points in 5 games. So we have 3 games left
To get to that 10,
to get 4 more points.
Yeah. Which they are perfectly capable of. The teams that they are playing against, they are capable of beating. I mean, they just beat a very good Dallas team. So the Blues can beat anybody if they're on their game.
All right. Okay. Let me get back into some of the comments. Right now we are talking about game number 1 against the Minnesota Wild, the home opener. We have a Zumbo apocalypse in the house. Thank you, Pat. Appreciate you showing up, man. Really, really do. Thank you, my friend. Where are we at here?
Chris Shockey
says if we didn't
see if we win before you keep
You didn't hear him?
No.
He said you need to take them tags off the jersey.
To what?
He said you need to take the tag off the jersey.
No. I do not do that. I do not do that. The one game my tag came off my hat, and I was like, so the tag on my Navy hat came off. Oh, I was so upset with that. I do not do that. John says, Justin, you're looking at Guy. That's a struggle. No, and that because he can't see me. Chucky says that we didn't win last night. I was banning Guy from going to games. Yeah, I'm thinking about banning myself. I hope the blowout isn't our trend for the year. I don't think it is. We'll get to the Blackhawks game. There's one aspect of the Blackhawks game that I think 90% of the people don't understand.
Yeah.
Right? And we'll get there. Do you have anything more you want to say about the Wild game?
I think it's just kind of been like we've kind of been just accustomed to the Blues kind of. We took last season and we kind of had high hopes coming into this season, and I think that really, I guess, upset a lot of Blues fans when the Blues came in and got shut out in that game.
Yeah,
and I do think the Blues are a lot better. Like they're way better than getting shut out on home ice against the Minnesota Wild. The Minnesota Wild, they have some decent talent, but the Blues are a better team, and I will stick by it 100%. The Blues are a better team than the Minnesota Wild, and definitely better than what they showed in that first game.
Scary said they're the best team in hockey, but no hate. I get. It's Scary. I love you. I don't mind you nagging on me, and I nag right back. We know that, and I appreciate you. And he says, I bet you're glad you have Wedgwood. Wedgwood is playing great. Yeah, I am glad I have Wedgwood right now.
I do too, and I think the Avs are showing that they are one of the best teams in the league. I think the Carolina Hurricanes would have something to say about that, though.
Yeah, it's a close match. It's close right there.
Carolina is the only undefeated team officially.
And just FYI, I hate the Avs. I just know the league, and I think the Avs and Canes right now, but I would be glad to be proven wrong this year. Well, before we go into game 2, right? Let's talk about what he just started right there. I want to bring everybody back a little bit. I want to go back all the way to 2017-18. There we go. Okay, we're having a little internet issue, so let's see. I want to take everybody back to 2017-18. Famously, the Blues missed the playoffs in the last game of the season. Tarasenko got hurt against who? The Colorado Avalanche. Now, I want to take everybody back to the first month of the season. What was the Blues record? Does anybody know what the Blues record was the first month of the 2017-18 season, the month of October? And I have two numbers in my head, and I know one of the two is right.
Didn't they go? Wasn't that the season they went like on a crazy good streak? They were like undefeated. They were like 8-0 or something like that.
You're close. Wasn't 8-0?
7?
No. They may have won 7 in a row that time.
I thought
they either won 6 in a row or 7 in a row. But
okay. I just know that they came out of the gate hot.
They finished the month of October either 10-2-1 or 12-0-1. I think it was 10-2-1. I'm pretty sure it was. They finished the month of October 10-2-1 and were the best team in the NHL at the end of October. The best team in the NHL at the end of October missed the playoffs.
Yeah, it's a league where you can start hot and you can slow down. So I mean, and the teams that start slow can pick it up and get back in the race. It's just you can't fall behind. I mean, what's that thing that they always say? You can miss the playoffs by Thanksgiving. So
Yeah, well, for me, it's you can't win a cup in October, but you can certainly lose one.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, every point counts.
Yeah, every point counts. I get that. And for me, the mark of a season is 100 points. That should be your goal every season is 100 points. Because if you hit the 100-point mark, I don't know how many teams that have hit 100 points in the modern era and missed the playoffs.
I would doubt that there's none.
Huh?
Like one.
One or two, one or
yeah,
two.
yeah.
I think I remember one year. I think in the East had a real. This is probably 7 or 8, maybe 10 years ago. East had like a was really strong, and had that's the 9th place team had like 101 points and missed the playoffs. But in the West, the team got in with like 88 points or something like that, or 91 points. I mean, really low. That's when the we got to go back to the 1v8 and we got to go to the 116 type thing.
I think it's an interesting. Generally, yeah, your baseline should be about 100 points. If you can get 100 points, you're probably making the playoffs. And like I said, it's very rare if you do hit that 100 points that you don't make it.
How many points did the Blues have in 2018-19? I know Pat knows that.
99.
Huh?
I think it's 99.
You might be right. No, I think it was 98,
98,
and the team ahead of them had 99.
Yeah,
I think it was 98.
I was thinking 101 for a second, and then you might be right.
Third seed.
Yeah. So say again.
We had the third seed because we lost the tiebreaker.
Yeah, we lost the tiebreaker, but we were only 1 point out at first.
Yeah, Nashville won, and we had the Jets, and then Nashville got trounced by
Yeah, Shaki's right, 98. Yeah, I was thinking 101 there for a second.
I thought it was 98.
Yeah, I was thinking 101 for a second. I don't know why. I guess I'm just a dummy. Dum, give me gum. Okay, so that's Minnesota. We have a game at home, and then we go on a 2-game road trip. First game is in Calgary. You and me take a road trip of our own. Go up to Warden, Illinois. Great time up there. Great time up there. Oh, wow. Well, now, see, that's not the question we asked Marianne. And I get what you're saying, but you're kind of missing it. She says 2022-23 season, 4 teams that scored 100 points the previous year missed the playoffs. But I'm saying how many teams got 100 points and then missed the playoffs that year. That year. Right? So that's kind of, I get where you're at, but that's not what I was talking about, Marion. Thank you for joining us. I really appreciate you, Mary. You're a great friend.
It looks like 96 was the most because Calgary tied and missed the playoffs last year. They tied the record at 96.
At 96?
So it looks like 97 points or more
is the number, yeah. So, and the Blues had 96 last year.
Yeah.
Right.
1 point off of that, 97.
So, so let's go. So we go to Cal. You and me go up to Warden, Illinois, to Vitaly Hideaway. We got to meet Nick, the owner, not that night, but another night. Great guy, by the way. Vitaly Hideaway, thank you. If anybody from Vitaly Hideaway is watching, I got to remember to keep saying them. That's what this is the things you don't get to see at home. You will now when you use the site the way I showed you. You'll get to see those now. So they go up to Calgary, and they put Hofer in net, which I didn't have a problem with. Now, go back to the first game. Bennington did not have a bad game.
No, that loss was not on Bennington.
No.
I mean, there was knowing how much of a gamer Bennington is, I know he's just, kicking himself saying, oh, I should have had that. A few. Just how Bennington is and just how any goaltender is. But
I mean, but 5-0 shutout,
Yeah, I mean, you have to score to, give your goalie some support.
Yeah. So we go into Calgary, and Joel Hofer decides he's going to be the second coming of Connor Hellebuyck, and he was lights out. I think I'm trying to forget what the score of that game was.
I mean,
was it 5-2?
You mean Connor Hellebuyck of not the playoffs,
Regular season.
Yeah, regular season, not the playoffs.
All right.
The game in Calgary was 4-2, I thought, right? Oh, no, 5-2, right? Yeah, because they got an empty netter, I believe.
No, we didn't get an empty netter on that one. 4-2.
4-2, okay.
All right, 4-2. But that was a very, very well played game, right? You had a couple of that was a breakout. First of all, you had some guys that really needed to change things around, and they did. And not only that, Calgary scored first. So a lot of people are going, "Oh God!" And they went into the first period with a 1-0 lead. Then you come into the second, and that top line, Thomas, Bushnevich, and Neighbors, who had been moved up to the top line for that game, they showed why they're the top line, right? Neighbors has 2 goals. Thomas has a goal. Bushnevich gets 1 point or 2 points. Neighbors has 2 points. Thomas has 2 points, a goal and an assist. I mean, it was really good. And not only that, it was a sloppily played game. The Blues ended up having 7 or 6 I think it was 5 or 6 power plays.
Flames did, yeah. Flames
had 6 power plays.
About 6 power plays,
Right.
and I think they killed off all but one, and the one that went in was the one that went off of Tucker.
Yeah.
So disappointing, but the Blues penalty kill has been fantastic.
Yeah, that was the first one. That was the first goal at the 14:49 of the first period. But overall, I thought it was a well played game. It was smart. It was fun. It was to me.
Smart if we gave up 6 power plays.
Huh?
Yeah.
We had 6 power.
But you know what? On the other end, Calgary had 4, gave up 4.
Yeah, that's not discipline.
So if it had been 7 and 1,
Calgary won yet this year?
say again.
Has Calgary won?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Calgary. I don't know if they have just one win on the season, but their most memorable one was the first game they played against Edmonton, where Edmonton was up 3-0 and Calgary came back
That's
and
right.
won.
Yeah, but yeah,
So,
we didn't play that well. We just
Well, the
we
thing
sucked
is
less.
I'm not going to say when I think of a picture perfect road game, we'll get into it because I think Game 3 was a picture perfect road game, or Game 2 on the road against the Canucks was the better game of the 2 on the road. But the Blues came out in Calgary in the first period, kind of were a little shaky in the first, and then after that, the second period and the third, you could have got any better. The third was spectacular. The third was great, and then they took that third period and brought it into Game 3 against the Canucks and played a picture-perfect road game.
I'm with you there. I think. We'll get into that game in a little bit. With Calgary, first of all, I was trying to get at if it would have been 7 penalties, 7 power plays to 1 power play, then I would have said, yeah, they were sloppy, right? They were undisciplined. But when it's 4-7 or 4-6, whatever it was, it's because I'm looking here, holding, tripping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But I think that, and I look here, 4. Yeah, they gave him 6. They gave him 6-4. 6-4. That's the ref just calling it.
And we talk about it a lot. I tell you, the NHL has a consistency problem. You have 10 penalties in one game, and then you go to another game, like we'll talk about later, the Chicago game, where they don't want to call anything.
Yeah.
So the consistency is a big problem, and we talk about it. I know the one notable one in the Calgary game was the Thomas one that they got him called on, and it was nothing. It was not a penalty.
The slashing, yeah, that was not. He barely. If you want to say his stick was in the hands, fine, but he didn't slash him.
No.
It wasn't. It was fighting for a puck in my eyes, but that is what it is. For the Calgary game, Chris says, no, we're still doing the. Actually, I have picked a nickname for him that he likes, and we were giving you guys a chance to come up with a better nickname, but we're not going to tell you what nickname I picked. Baby boy doesn't work. I appreciate Teresa, but I'm sorry, I'm not calling him baby boy. I'm too old for that shit. I'm just way too old for that. Right? We're getting our picture
We're
taken.
getting photo op.
And the other guy's Guy Phillips?
Guy Benson.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, wrong guy. Guy, have you watched any other games? You mean besides the Blues? A little bit here and there.
You don't get to sit down and really fully watch most of the games, like
Especially here. I just don't.
Yeah, you just don't have the time. I have watched. That's how I kind of know a little bit more inside of how different teams are playing, and that's why, like, I even made a post on this about how when you're a spectator of the game and you watch different teams and different organizations play, you really see where weaknesses and strengths lies in certain teams. Like, the reason I'm so well versed in, like, talking about teams like Minnesota is I watch games that aren't against the Blues, for the Minnesota Wild or Dallas or Colorado.
Well, I try to. It's just for me being here, I just don't have the access. I don't have the house I'm staying in doesn't have Fox Sports.
Well, and that's not a knock on you or anything. That's just he was asking a question if you watch it, and I know that you don't have the time right now to go and physically do that, but I have watched pretty closely on most of the games so far.
So Teresa says that she's still going to call him baby boy.
Which is the other guy.
What?
Justin, the other guy.
Justin, the other guy. That's not bad.
The other guy.
The other guy. That's not bad.
The other guy.
Teresa, Matt Lowe says, me too now. You know what, Teresa? When you hear my nickname, I think you're going to switch. Right? So actually, we're way past the 30-minute mark, which is good. We're going to hit the 2-hour mark today.
Yeah.
And that's good. I wanted a 2-hour show. I really hope for a 2-hour show. And I said an hour and a half. I don't think Paul's going to kick me out of here. I think Paul's happy to have us here. Right, Paul? Yep, I'm getting a hands up. He's happy to have us here. Thank you, Paul. We greatly appreciate it. So I told you an hour and a half. Maybe we go 2 hours. You good with that?
Yeah, we're fine.
Yep. Well, he said I can go as long as I want. Ooh, we're in trouble now.
Hey,
Um,
Cussamano is open to 3 a.m.
Yeah, well, if I'm going to 3 a.m., I'm in trouble. Yeah, that's not going to happen. But I do have, and we get back to the nickname real quick. I got a good nickname for you. It fits. It's solid, and it goes well with the show.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we'll have to see what the fans kind of vote on, because I think we should do kind of a poll.
Okay, but right now it would be between that and one other one.
Yeah, Justastic.
Justastic.
Yeah,
I think those. I like Justastic. I do, but I think that mine is just that much better.
All right. Well, we'll see how people feel.
Do you agree or disagree?
I don't really have a preference.
Yeah.
If I'm honest, I can go with Justastic, which means I'm fantastic in my own Justin way, or I can go with what you have, and it would fit.
Oh, no. So here you go. Teresa said, I've been calling him baby boy for almost 26 years. Hard to change. That's how good my nickname is. I think I can get your mom to change.
We'll see.
And Matt Lowe goes, yeah, Justin's a good kid. And I will absolutely second that. I will second that. I like giving these guys trouble. And we know you do, Matt Lowe. And you and me have had talks about this in the past. And you've gotten it to a point to where it's gotten to a point where you know where the line is and you don't cross it anymore. You used to cross it, but you didn't know where it was. And I think that's why it got crossed. But now that we've talked and you know where that line is, you run up to it, you tickle it, you go,
Just kind
see?
of, yep. Just
There
kind
we go.
of,
You know,
kind of toe tap.
doing the dance, but you don't cross it. And I get that. And Teresa says, I know it's all good. And it isn't good fun. And we're having it. Nonsense, guy. See? There we go. Running right up to the line, right?
Yep.
Running right up to the line. So you got 15 minutes left to come up with a nickname for Justin, right? If you've been watching the show, you know things. I have what I think is a solid one, so we'll go there. So we've gone over 2 games, right? We've gone over the first game and the second game. Then we have a game a week ago Monday. They go up to Vancouver, and I do a show I've been waiting a long time to do. I got to do a show at Chris Shockey's house. that was actually a really, really good show.
Yeah, it was. It
Right,
was.
Chalky's sons got involved and played and helped out, and it was fun. Shock got to be on the show. He's been he's been an amazing supporter of the show from the beginning, and for him to let us do that. He's also, there's one other game that next Monday's game I may do from his house. I haven't decided yet. Guy snag. Oh, that's mean. You get snagged just as much as I do. Just as much as I do. I had a fish actually snap my line and take half my lure.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And he's trying, it was a tree. And then as soon as I throw another lure right in that spot, I catch a fish. I didn't catch the one that took it, but I'm pretty sure that what took me was a fish. And you could see the way my pole was shaking. But he's just giving me crap. I know it. I love to do it. So they go into Vancouver, and you're kind of looking. So far, 2 games. You've seen Jekyll, and you've seen Mr. Hyde.
Yeah.
Right? Jekyll's the good one. Mr. Hyde's the bad one, right? I think I fixed that up earlier.
It's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. So
Yeah. Dr. Jekyll's the good one. Mr. Hyde's the bad one, right? Yeah. So I flip-flopped that earlier. Yeah. I flip-flopped that earlier. Bad me. So what are you going to get? You're going to get Calgary Jekyll or Minnesota Hyde? And we got Calgary Jekyll. Absolutely got Calgary Jekyll.
Well, Vancouver.
Huh?
Vancouver.
For Vancouver.
Yeah. Vancouver.
Yeah. That was a from the onset, a well-played game. And Bennington was Bennington.
I mean, this was a game that I can only really pinpoint as a picture perfect road game. I mean, that's the way that I view it. I mean, maybe it wasn't picture perfect because, obviously shutouts are picture perfect, but when you talk about play style, who controlled the game, who controlled ozone time, the Blues were all over this game. I mean, they swarmed Vancouver in this game.
They did. And then the part of this game that was the most important was the breakout. Snuggerud, right? First game against Minnesota, and we didn't talk about this, but I mean, it was brought up. And I have my opinion, and other people have their opinion. I said originally I didn't think Snuggerud has earned his way on that line. I thought he needed to go down, get more experience, and earn his way back up there. After the first game, they made the swap. They put Snuggerud down, put Neighbors back up there. Neighbors had a lights out game against Calgary, right? And then come into here, and it takes Snuggerud all of 8 minutes and 48 seconds to say hello. He gets a good goal, and he gets it from his line mates, Suter and Joseph. 5-on-5, even strength goal. Really, really well done. And we in the first 1-0, come into the second, and they are not done. Shen scores. Sherwood gets involved at the 5:33 mark, but then in at the 8:13, the Blues get their first or second power play goal of the year. Second, I think.
Yeah, I don't know if they score against Calgary on the power play or not. I think they did because didn't Thomas?
They did. Thomas.
Yeah, Thomas scored.
Thomas did.
But I'm surprised you passed over. Guess who had that really good play with the shin goal against Vancouver?
Oh, Kyrou.
Yeah, Kyrou with a great play. I mean, you can see the maturity of Kyrou. I mean, growing and growing and growing even more. The play that he had in that game where he goes in on, instead of trying to take a shot, trying to force a shot on the defender who's on him, he stops, waits for Shin, waits for Shin in the slot, and just a great pass. It could almost got picked off, and it probably should have because it hits the stick, but it still goes to Shin. So very good play by Kyle.
I'm not going to agree with this thing here. Matt Lowe says, I would say Snuggie has been our most consistent forward. He's unbelievable. I don't agree with that.
Well, again, I didn't see like I was going to go back and rewatch these the games that we've lost, and I have not done that. The Chicago game was just all around bad. We'll get to that. The Minnesota game, he got bumped down, but I just think that it was just that they needed some changes. Like I said, Snuggerud has shown that he can play on the top line. He did it. I get it. It's a small sample size. He did it last season, and he did it in the most hard place you can do it, in the playoffs, against the President's Trophy winning Winnipeg Jets. And although we talk about it all the time, the Blues were the better team through 7 games, but lost. So Snuggerud has shown that he can do it. But I think what you said about putting him down on the lower line with that third line is going to help his development. It helps him take the pressure off and not put as much pressure on him on the first line. But Snuggerud is perfectly capable because he has shown it ever since they have dropped.
Yeah, he has, and he's come out. He's got 3 goals so far. If you want to know who I think's been our best forward, he said, what word did he use? Snuggie has been our most consistent forward.
And
I think there's someone who's been more consistent than Snuggerud. Absolutely.
And I bet I have a guess.
Oh, I'm pretty sure you do. I bet Pat knows who it is. Who's been our most consistent forward, Pat?
Come on, Pat. Who do you think he would have said? It's pretty simple.
I was going to say, Thomas hasn't fucked up a lot yet.
Say again?
Thomas
It's,
hasn't fucked up
I
a
can
lot.
tell you right now, it's not Thomas.
It's not Thomas.
It's not Thomas.
Kyrie only got 1 goal, but he's been skating like hell.
Yeah, Kyrie has. I do think that this player
Me
has.
personally, I think Neighbors, but that's me personally.
Jake Neighbors.
There
Round
you
of
go.
applause for Pat.
Yeah, absolutely. Neighbors has been our most consistent forward. He has taken his game, even from last year, and you can feel it. I'm looking at it going, he pulled it up a notch. And even in the opening, he was everywhere. He was everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, there's enough. And you know what? I would have to give this one the 1B. Shockey says Walker. That's okay. Walker's not a scoreboard guy, and I get that. But Walker gets out there, and this is where I disagreed with Lance. Lance came out and said that, the signing of Walker, that was wrong. You got younger guys. He's not worth the money. Walker doesn't get paid for what he does on the scoreboard. Walker gets paid for what he brings to the locker room. And so I was talking to somebody at the arena yesterday, and they were like, we don't have the toughness. We need Lucic. Well, first of all, I told that. Did you like what I told that person?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, well, and I agree that you'll get into what you said, but
No.
And he's old.
Say again.
Lucic's injured and he's old, so no. And it's
Well,
that's kind of part of it. But
And if you want to go and have it so that you have these junior guys not, disappear like Koskinen,
Yeah.
or Costin, and stuff like that. If you want them to step up, you need to have somebody to set the example for them. And at $2 million or whatever the hell Walker got, that's much cheaper than going out there and getting somebody else in there.
well,
Yeah.
I think a good. I think you bring up a good point about like the money aspect of things. Like it's a good contract because we talk about it with Erratic Foxa.
Yeah.
Erratic Foxa, I think he was spectacular for the Blues. I think I know how you say that Walker is that line. And
Yeah, Walker is that line.
Walker is the character of that fourth line, but Erratic Foxa brought a lot to that line, and it gets lost in translation because without a guy like Erratic Foxa winning a bunch of faceoffs for the Blues, which he was the best faceoff guy for that team for the Blues last season, and getting in on the forecheck, being relentless. He's not a guy who gets on the score sheet a lot. I would have loved to keep him, but his contract was too expensive for a fourth line guy.
And then even last night, hey, welcome back, Erratic Fosta. And then that was it. There was no tribute video or none of that.
Well,
It was,
he only played one.
yeah,
game.
you're here. Goodbye.
Face-off win.
All right. Yes, Mary, I did see your question. It was a little off topic, but I will go back to it. She asked, both of you, do you think that having the Olympics will play a factor in the second half of the season? Could it help or hinder? And I think it's going to do both, right? I got to change the light. You got the goal for a moment.
Yeah, I think the view that you have on Walker is correct. I think he is kind of the heart and soul of that line, but I think that we miss aspects kind of like Torpchenko. I really like Torpchenko. I miss him right now. I hope he gets better soon and gets back on the ice, because I think he brings a lot of speed, sneaky speed, I would say. And Pat, what did you say? What was your? I know you were saying something. I couldn't hear you though.
We paid Fox by the face-off win.
Yeah, and I think he was. I think Guy knows his ability that Fox, like the ability that he brought to the team, but I think he kind of undersells it a little bit. And I think Fox was a big part of that fourth line and what made that fourth line actually work.
Yeah, the fourth line only works being physical. Fourth line only works being physical if we're not chasing after the puck constantly.
Yeah, well, and that fourth line was just swarming everybody last season. I mean, it's been great. I mean, and it's been pretty salvageable. Putting Bukestad there now. Obviously, I don't know if the upside is as big. When it comes to comparing the two, I don't mind Bukestad, but I think it kind of lowers that fourth line a little bit. But
I forgot all about this. So Matlow just said, I hope John Kelly better get an awesome video Tuesday. That's Kelly's return. We got tickets to that game, right? We got BlueNote tickets. Yeah. I know he will. I hope it's spectacular. You know what? I'm going to try and record that. I'm going to try and record that if I can get it. Yeah, you're right. I do think. So back to the Fosca thing. First of all, the Olympics, it is going to hinder some players, but I think it's also going to help those who don't go, especially if they got injuries, to heal up. Robert Thomas last year, after the Four Nation break, was the best forward. He had more points than anybody else in the league.
Yeah.
So that was a good thing for him. So I think some of those fringe guys, the guys that missed the cut, are going to come into the second half of the season of the post-Olympics with a chip on their shoulder, and it's going to show, like Robert Thomas did last year.
Who gets picked? Because Four Nations, we only had Ferreto and Bennington. He had a lot of people snubbed, a lot of people had a wreck.
Yeah.
Thomas.
You know, it's like, okay, Tessier is gonna, he's gonna be on the French
For
team.
French, yeah.
It's like that's gonna be a round robin and out.
Yeah. They snubbed Thomas last year. I really believe that they really did snub Thomas.
But it's like everybody goes in there for a deep run.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw this comment earlier, and I didn't get to bring it up. You have a buddy that wanted to say hi. It is Craig McDonald.
Yeah,
saying,
what's
hey,
up,
Justin.
Craig? He's good. He's a good guy.
Yeah,
very good guy.
And your mom's around it. No, so let me say this. Let me say this to everybody. Okay, I do see your comments. There are times when comments are so off base or not with the topic that I skip them. It doesn't mean that I don't want to get to them, but I do have prior to the show, me and Justin, we talked yesterday for about an hour about how we were going to do today's show.
Yeah.
Right. And I get off topic so much that I wanted to try and stay on topic as much as possible.
Yeah.
Right. So that's what I'm not going to, I can't show, I got to make sure that the comments I'm showing it, and I try and show welcome comments. I really do. But unfortunately, when Craig's came up, we were in a topic where it was too hard for me to kind of go into it, right? So please be aware of that. If you put a comment, if it's an off, like John Hefner had a really good question, and we haven't gone back to it, right? So someone says, "I hope you're not an Avs fan, Craig," and he said, "No, he's not." I guess I'm I'm running a little bit of the internet issue here, as you can see here, right? It's tight. If everybody's using the internet, it makes it a little bit harder. But I'm trying.
I think because I think my friend Craig here, he probably, like, if he was a little bit more into the hockey scene, I think I kind of transitioned him from being a Blues fan now and not being an Avs fan because he's from there. So
Well, I'll be in Denver in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
All right. 2 weeks from tomorrow.
But I think he's
Today.
all right.
2 weeks from today. I fly out tomorrow. 2 weeks from tomorrow.
But with the Olympics, it's longer than the Four Nations. Four Nations was 4 games.
Yeah,
So
it
they're
will
gonna
be.
get
Yeah,
4
it
games.
will be longer.
And so the folks that are on teams that make a deep run, like Canada, who's probably going to get to at least the medal round.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're going to get worn this shit out.
yeah, they will.
Well, yes and no. So the one thing about the Four Nations versus the Canada is the roster is expanded a little bit. The roster is expanded a little bit. So because of that, there's more. Like Bennington will not start every game.
Well, yeah, but if you're on a top pairing for defense, you're going to be in. both
No,
games.
I think that they're gonna back that off a little bit. I don't think that. I do not think that you will have guys play every game. I think that they have an extended enough roster that you can get away from guys playing every game.
Well, in Canada, most definitely will have an extended, roster per se. So I mean,
Because there's 12 teams.
I think it's 12.
yeah.
12 teams. You're
yeah.
going to have 3 round robin games.
Yeah.
They're going to drop out the bottom 4. So you're going to have, at least another 3 game tournament. So you're looking at you're looking at 6 or 7 games for folks. Plus they have some, kind of pre-scrimmage stuff. The travel.
I don't know how they're going to set the tournament up. I think
somebody
well,
might miss 1 game, but you're going to have the top guys through the whole.
but I also think I think the back team, some of the back end teams, like the heavy teams, look. I don't think Russia's getting to go this year, right?
Yeah, McDavid's going to get sat against France or whoever's the in
Well, actually,
but they're not going to sit him in the tournament.
The way they've done it in the past, teams like Canada, the U.S., Sweden, who's another powerhouse team?
Finland.
I know it used to be Russia, but those teams, they like when the Olympics started, they weren't there. They didn't play until 4 days into the tournament.
Yeah, they're gonna miss a preliminary game.
Right. So, yeah, I don't think Russia's going to be in it this one.
Russia's not. That's why France is.
Yeah, Russia's not going to be in.
But you have France, Italy, Germany, Latvia, Kazakhstan, the big 4, Czech.
Czech.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got it.
This
You
is
got
somebody
a
else.
you got a comment here from Matt Lowe saying, "God bless you, Justin, converting an Avs fan, doing the Lord's work." Are they doing a stadium series game this year? Yes, they are, and I think it's in
Both of them are
Florida.
in Florida.
Yeah, Florida.
Florida,
yeah, I think
right?
it's a Florida matchup, right?
One's Rangers and Panthers, and I forget who's got Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
I want to say it's the Islanders. I want to say it's New York for both, or Jersey.
You know what? The Islanders sounds right. I don't know.
I think
I
it's
thought it was
Florida
two
and the
New York
Rangers
area
and Tampa
teams
Bay
going
and the
down to Florida.
Islanders. I think it is.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. But who's the Winter Classic this year?
One of those is the Classic, and the other.
Yeah, one of them. Yeah, you only have one.
Winter
stadium.
Classic's the Florida Panthers.
Yeah.
Oh, the Florida Panthers game. Okay.
I
I
wish
forget
that
what
they
they call
would
the
get
other
more.
one.
Well, I get why they're only doing the 2 because of the Olympics, right? I'll tell you what. I off topic. Exactly what I said I didn't want to do. I have an idea that the NHL should do.
Games in Hawaii.
No, during the Olympics, right? Think about this. First of all, the majority. So if the Olympics isn't in our part of the world, right? If they're not in Canada or the U.S. or somewhere in South America, another cold, in this hemisphere, the games are on at really, really weird hours, right? 4 in the morning, 8, 9 in the morning, whatever it is, they're on at weird hours. Now they do try and put them in prime time, but a lot of times that people already know the score, so they're not going to watch. What I think the NHL should do is do something similar to the Four Nations. However, do it like a Young Guns tournament, 24 and under. and do a round. Oh, you're telling me people wouldn't watch that?
They watched the one year that they had the whatever, and they had like McDavid on, like basically that young team. But it's like, I don't know.
Well, look at the COVID year when the Olympics were over
The
there.
World Cup of Hockey, they had the younger team or whatnot.
Yeah.
That year, it's like.
I remember that, but what I'm saying is, so go back to the COVID year when they were supposed to go and they decided not to go. So they sent the college kids, right? Nobody watched the college kids. They stayed right with the NHL. They stayed right with the NHL. No one watched the college kids. No one paid attention to the Olympics. No one. So people are going to pay attention because it is your stars, and it is boiling down to Canada versus U.S. So that's going to have that story. But at the same time, your prime time is empty. The time that when your hockey fans are supposed to be watching, they have nothing to watch. Give them something to watch.
Wasn't the last one like Nagano or I thought the last one was in Japan. Or no, that was the summer. I guess the winter one was in Beijing.
I forget. The winter one was in Italy, wasn't it?
It's Italy this time.
Yeah.
Last time was Beijing because the
Yeah.
summer was in Japan and they got
Yeah.
played. So it's like things on Beijing time is opposite day as this in Europe they can have plenty of European matches. It's like,
Yeah. So I do think.
Germany, Sweden, or whoever they play.
Yeah.
They're going to get a draw for that.
So that's why I do feel like if the NHL has an opportunity here, I know they want to piss on. Well, again, at the time, NBC owned the Olympics and NHL, so you don't want to piss on the leg that's feeding you. But NBC now doesn't care about the NHL, so piss on that leg all you want. Seriously.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
No, I don't see an issue with that now.
I'm going to see that game here, and then the one that is there, we're doing a live show at Cedar Hills Elks Launch. Again, another Roland show. He was supposed to be there for that, unfortunately. I heard that arena won't even be finished. I don't know yet. I haven't completely heard about the Olympic arena yet.
Behind.
Say again?
It's running behind schedule. It's not finished yet, and they're worried if the ice is going to be crap.
Oh, wow. That's if they get to that point, the NHL will back out. I think they will. I think they will. I think they'll back out and change their schedule. Right? I absolutely do.
I'm sure there's financial penalty if they do.
So we're at that hour and 8 mark. I think it's time for the reveal.
Yeah, I love to hear what the BlueNote Fan Report faithful have to say about this.
Actually, two.
I used to have. I thought I had a drum roll.
Oh, that's the
Yeah.
joke. But you don't tell many good jokes.
Yeah, well, I tell a lot of good jokes. I just don't get them out. I just don't have the time to do that.
We can play that sound if they don't like it.
There we go. So it is time for the Justin. We'll get some, bud. It is time for the Justin nickname, and I came up. We were talking about it last night at the game, and I looked at him, and I had one hit me, and I looked at it and says, I got it. And he says, not about my vision. I said, maybe, but I think it works.
The ref?
The nickname that I've come up for, and this is the one that I think is better than just Tastic. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Is Justin Eagle Eye Scott.
Crickets.
I think it works. I think, it's crickets because we only got Pat here, and Pat's going, what do I do?
Well, Pat, what do you think?
We could call him the ref if we're going for
Call him what?
Well,
going for a site-related one, call him the ref.
Yeah, that is true. But my vision is bad. But I would have better hockey IQ than the referees that we see. So I don't know if that.
Oh God, I hope Tim Peel's not watching this. We're in trouble.
I didn't say Tim Peel. I just said the NHL referees.
Oh, he said worse things.
Yeah.
Say again.
He said worse things.
Yeah, well, that's true. I just think that, well, first of all, I came up with eagle eye for a couple different reasons. The first one, your eyesight. Okay, it's a play on your eyesight. But the second one is when you're analyzing these teams, you pick up on things that I miss, and I'm pretty damn good at analyzing. I think, well, Pat's talked to me enough. Pat knows I not tending
You should
too
say it goes
unhumble.
back to the St. Louis Eagles, the original.
Yeah, the
franchise.
original St. Louis Eagles. But I think I'm pretty decent at picking, analyzing these games and the things that I come up with, right, Pat?
More or less.
More or less. Fuck no, guy, you have no
Things like
shit.
He's just like, I'm just gonna consent and just say yes.
Yeah, but I think that eagle eye works.
I
Just
think
eagle would sound better.
the reason I like
See, I win.
What do we got?
Lots of laughs. Calling a legally blind guy eagle's eyes is hysterical. And who is that coming from?
Is it my mom?
Yep,
Yeah. Maybe you did get her to check.
I told you.
See, I held off on the ref, not knowing Justin's temperament. I know he's open on it, but I'm like, oh well, it's out here. Let's go with the ref.
Yeah.
No, I think I win.
Well, and I know that this doesn't have anything to do with it, but when you said it, and I know it has something to do with my vision, but why did I tell you that I liked it?
Well, he's an Eagles fan.
Yeah, I am an Eagles fan. So I mean, it does work, but it doesn't have anything to do with the Eagles, but I do like the Birds. So
Yeah. So I think that the name fits. I think it works. I think it's good. And when his mom, who I said, I bet you I could get you to change his nickname, says she thinks it's hysterical, I think I win.
yeah, I got to give it to you.
I don't think there's a poll. I think your nickname is Eagle Eye.
It might have to be. What do you think, Pat?
I was going to say, it looks like your dad and your mom are against you here.
I guess so. I guess they're all in on the guy nickname. So
I win. That's all there is to it. And again, I had two different reasons for it. It worked really well. I didn't even think about the Eagles being that one. I didn't even pay attention to that. For me, it was the way that the eyesight, and then the way that you analyze the game. Eagle Eye works. You are now Justin Eagle Eye Scott.
yeah, I'm okay with that.
Right. Since we're here, I have us up as, since both of us here, the BlueNote Fan Report. But when I get back, or when we do the show with John, it better say Justin Eagle Eye Scott there.
Yeah.
Right. I'll tell you that. Now I might have to do BlueNote Fan Report because it's me and John there, but you're going to have to do the Eagle Eye because I think I win. I want to say a big call, big shootout. I don't think blue's eyes. I don't think he has blue eyes though.
I have black eyes.
Black eyes, yeah. So
I have a condition called aniridia, and I just have nothing but pupil, so it's black.
oh, see, I know I win now. I know I win now. Baby boy eagle eyes it is.
Oh God, baby boy eagle eyes.
I win.
God.
I win. Plain and simple. Justastic was good.
It was good. I will have.
I did like it, but I had a feeling that I had one that was going to make his mom change how he calls her, and I win. We are going right along, hour and 14 minutes into an hour and a half to 2 hour show. We have talked about the first two games of the St. Louis Blues that played against the Calgary, first three games actually. We talked about the Calgary Flames, we talked about the Vancouver Canucks, and then we talked about the shellacking they took against the Minnesota Wild. But then came the game that we were all so excited for, and we lost. Bad. I'll say that. Now, before we get into the Chicago Butler, there is part of that game that I think 90% of the people that I've talked to ignored. Absolutely, completely ignored about that game. Say again?
The score?
Okay, two.
Doctor, I get it. They're on fire. I don't think it's going to last. I really, and we're
Chicago,
the Red Wings.
Oh, the Red Wings. They're playing very gutsy.
They're
right
playing.
now.
They're
They're
playing
gutsy.
good hockey, but they're the team where I talked about the Blues being 10-3-1 in October and missing the playoffs.
Are they starting Gibson a lot?
No. Talbot's got some start. Their goaltending has been very good. I mean,
Yeah,
very
they just got Gibson from the,
Anaheim. Yeah,
he got paroled from the Ducks.
yeah. Gibson has always been a good goalie. He's just had a disappointing stint because he's been on Anaheim, which has been a very bad team for a while. But Detroit's been playing very gutsy. I think that they're capable because they have the pieces. I mean, I love their team. Shout out Dylan Larkin. I have him on my fantasy team, and he's been killing it. But Moise Sider, Lucas Raymond. I mean, they just got some good young talent. And when Detroit we talked about this before on the show. When Detroit is good, it's fun time to be a hockey fan.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, and when the Blues and Red Wings are good, it's very good time to watch hockey.
Emmett Feeney for Rookie of the Year. I don't know. I mean, maybe the early Rookie of the Year, but we don't know about that yet. Chris Shockey says, so we depend on our defense in the ozone, and the Hawks cherry picking didn't allow that. That's part of it. But there's something else, and this is what I think I've talked to you about this, Justin. There's something that happened prior to that game that had an absolute effect on it. And I don't think that.
Well, it's delayed by like a half an hour. In addition to being a late night start for some.
Not that, but I do know what he's talking about, and I will let him kind of tell you what that is.
Prior to the game, it got released that the Blackhawks captain Nick Foligno, right?
Nick Foligno. Yeah, Nick
He
Foligno.
took a personal leave because his daughter has a heart condition and needed open heart surgery. So that team on that day against that rival stepped the fuck up. And I saw it I even said it because the guys I with, man, I hope that Foligno news doesn't burn us. And it absolutely did. You can sit there and go, well, Huffer did this and so did this and the refs did this and that. No, that was a team who said tonight we are going to be the best team in the league for our captain. Plain and simple. And it showed on the ice. Take everything else away. That team stepped up for their captain, and I applaud them. I applaud them for that. That was a hell of an effort, and I'll give it to you because that's leadership.
Yeah, everybody picked them finish dead last. They have nothing to lose, so the young guys that go out there lose, as opposed to our team that just got his cupcakes handed to them. On the first home game, they come back. It's like.
I think it has and I do agree that it does have a little bit to do with, the Nick Foligno news. But, and I even said it, I think it views a little different to.
Everybody else goes, you can't hear you. The guy who's on the online can't hear you. This way they can hear you.
I think it's.
Yeah, that's on. You're good to go, Pat.
I think the Nick Foligno thing has partly to do with it, but I also believe. I'm sorry. I love our goaltending tandem. We talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
The goaltending has to be better. I'm sorry. We saw a great Joel Hofer in Calgary, and I get it. Goalies have off games, but this was not just an off game. This was a horrendous game from Joel Hofer. And it's actually funny that, Pat, you bring up a good point about ref being my nickname, per se, because I thought the refs were terrible in this game. And to every Chicago fan who is unintelligent enough that they can't read a comment, I didn't say the Blues lost because of their goal or of the referees solely. I said the referees played a part. There was a lot of stuff in this game that was let go. The Blues had 3 penalties called on them in this game. It wasn't a penalty-filled game, but this was a game where Chicago got away with a lot of stuff that they should not have gotten away with.
Penalties were 3-2.
The refs get assigned based
right?
what
No.
level of the game. So
The penalties could have been a lot worse. There were a lot of.
Sorry, team like Chicago is going to be at the bottom. It's not like this national broadcast, game. As in the junior refs get those games, right? If you're going to have, a rematch of last year's Stanley Cup, or you're going to have, the game of the week, you're going to get top refs. The middle of the week, nobody expects anybody to make, they don't expect anything from the Blackhawks. Most pundits pick the Blues to just miss. They're not putting their top refs on the game.
Well, and I get it, and like I said, it's not a sole reason that I'm saying that they lost, because that's what Chicago fans say. Oh, cope harder. Guys, don't ride your high horse. The Chicago Blackhawks have been terrible for years. Let's just chill, okay? They played a good game. The Nick Foligno news was definitely a kick that they needed. It helped them out, but it does not defeat the fact that the Blues goaltending was not up to par. Joe Hofer posting his .600 save percentage is not NHL worthy. Okay. And the refereeing was not good in this game. It all mixes together in one. The Blues weren't great, but all that stuff gets mixed together.
And I do agree with that, right? I do agree that it all plays into it. However, if you take the Nick Foligno part out, right? Let's just, in a perfect world, say that we could play that game over without the Nick Foligno news, right? Let's say Foligno's there. Does that game have that same outcome? Does that team came out with the same amount of hunger? Do they have that same intensity? Do they have that same fire? Do they create some of the same opportunities? And I honestly don't think they do.
Well, let me stop you. I can say the same thing about the two first goals that Chicago scored. What happens if Joe Hofer doesn't throw the puck in the slot where he should have never threw that puck, and it was an open net for, I don't know who scored, but a wide open net, passed it right to him, open net, and then the second goal was a short side shot that he should have had 100%. So then the Blues are down 2-0. They're playing from behind. The Blues crawl back in that game. So
they weren't. It was 1-1. They went 1-1. Neighbors got a goal right after Mikhail did.
Okay, well, regardless, it was still 2 weak goals. You think about it like this: if the Blues could have been up 2-0 after the first period, and that would have changed the dynamic completely. With 2 bad goals, that puts a 2-2 score on the board after 1.
Yeah, they came well. You come out of the first period and it's 2-2, right? So it's an even game. So in that way, those 2 bad saves or 2 bad plays don't mean anything because the game's tied.
Well, and I agree with that, but then at the same time, it wasn't just those 2 bad goals.
But you hit that 2-minute and 50 mark, and then Reichel scores his second of the year, and from that point on, it just collapsed after that. Well, not only that, so there was a point where Neighbors scored to even this at the 4:29 mark. Neighbors scores while Tom Calhoun. Oh, not Tom Calhoun. While the tall man is doing his rally and we're counting, guess what happens? Less than a minute later, Reichel scores his second of the game.
Cheese and crackers.
Thank you, sir. I got it. I'm going to put that over here. I'm going to push the board out a little bit. Not too much. There we go. Thank you, sir. So, to me, that once that second period came, when he I told somebody in the arena, if he gives up the third goal in under 10 minutes, Mark, you need to pull him, and they didn't. Yeah. That was a freaking mistake. Because at that point, if you pull him at that point at the 2:49 mark and put Bennington in there, maybe Bennington's sharper, right? Maybe he is. I don't know. But Bennington gave up a goal on the second shot he saw.
Yeah.
And then he comes out of so he gives up the goal to Dixon at the 8:52 mark, and then he doesn't give up anything else. And then I think Bennington was, I mean, his numbers weren't much better. He was 6 for 7, which I don't know. 6 for 7, I think is respectable.
I mean, he only played how many minutes? I mean, he only played not
12 minutes.
Yeah, so I mean, not long at all.
Yeah, but to me, 6 for 7. I don't think that you should have made the switch back to. I think that making the switch back to Hofer in the third was a huge mistake.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm with you. Like after that third goal, he should have been pulled. I mean, 100%. I don't know why they decided to wait. They waited, and then he eventually got pulled, and then Bennington played that 12 minutes, and then they put him back in the net. And I don't know if it was like oh hey, we're gonna trust you to come out and be a little stronger, or if it's just like, oh, we think this game is over and we're just gonna put you back in so Bennington's stats don't get hurt.
No, I don't think any player stat ever plays into it.
Yeah.
I honestly don't. I don't think any player stat ever plays into it. I have a feeling that at that point it was 4-2 or 5-2, I think. Let me see double check what the score was there. 1, 2, 3, 4. It was 5-2, and the game wasn't out of hand yet. And they thought maybe you bring him in here and you've got a chance to give him his confidence back. But it was shot. And then there was a comment that I didn't get to say. Dave Gillis says, "Do you think that first goal shook Hofer?" Absolutely.
Well, I mean, I would hope so. He passed the puck. I mean, it's disappointing because we know Hofer's so much better than that, and he is capable of being a good puck handler like Bennington is. He's not to that point yet, but it's a disappointing play for Hofer there to just pass the puck out in the slot like that. That's never where that puck should have been. As a goalie, you have to play that puck around the boards.
When Hofer started the third, I was done. I think the boys said, "We got you," and they did. Yeah, kind of. I'm not sure. But, again, I still think that you have to look at the Foligno effect and say that played a major role in how that game turned out.
Yeah, like I said, I think it is a mixed bag. But like I said, it's the same way we talked about Detroit. This high horse that Chicago is on right now, it's gonna fall, and I have no doubt in my mind it will fall. They're playing well right now. Their future's bright, but the positives that we're seeing now are going to slowly die down. I believe it. There's no doubt in my mind that I think Chicago still finishes dead last in the Central.
I'm agree with you. I do think that's where they're going to go to. Guys, we're at a good point right now. We're going to take a 5-6 minute break, kind of give ourselves a chance to get something to drink and refresh our whistles. We'll be right back with you very shortly. Please enjoy this little musical interlude as we take a moment to bleed blue with you, and we will be right back after a few short moments. Thanks, Tad. And while I felt my faith, we are back. Welcome to the BlueNote Fan Report. I am Guy, the BlueNote Fan Fencing, and joining me is Justin, Eagle Eye Scott. Right, we are back for the second half of our show. Well, hopefully not a full half, but first hour and a half, we covered a lot of information. We got up to the Chicago game. So we covered Dr. Jekyll, we covered Mr. Hyde. The part that we haven't covered yet is a little bit of sex appeal.
Yeah.
We saw that last night. Guard, I got a shoulder stick in my mouth. I gotta get rid of it.
Very, very good game last night. I mean, what a treat last night that we got to see.
Oh yeah. So first of all, Ted Dieterman says, "Cool sweater." Yeah, we matched tonight.
Yep, we
We
did.
kind of matched tonight. We decided to wear the same jerseys.
Not our hats, but
Right.
that's okay.
Eagle Eye's mom picked them up for both of them.
Yeah, no, Mom went through the locker for us. Yeah, we didn't get the hats though, so maybe next time. We talked about this a little bit in the opening. I saw something happening last night, and I can't remember the last time I saw a Blues team do this. It wasn't what you expected, but it was beautiful to watch. There is, as some of you know, I am a very huge Ted Lasso fan. And in season 3, there's an episode where, say again?
Total hockey.
Total soccer, yeah, but total hockey. So Jamie Tart, one of the soccer players, the star player, they're struggling with this system that they put in. And he finally gets up and he tells them, he says, I'm not doing it wrong, you're doing it wrong. And they all like yelling, and he goes, no, we're all doing it wrong. If you want this to work, stop playing to me and start playing through me. Well, I think the Blues, and then at a point, the announcer goes, what a symphony of a goal orchestrated by Tart. We saw a symphony of a hockey game last night orchestrated by Monty, because he did something that I cannot remember. And Pat, maybe you're better, historian than this. When was the last time you saw a Blues team, play almost the entire game around the boards? All of last night's game, Dallas could do nothing through the neutral zone. Neutral zone, who had an hour and 42 minutes before Guy and that said something about the neutral zone on their bingo card.
Well, actually, I will have to pat myself on the back because I did say the neutral zone.
Yeah.
You said the board play. So that's kind of where, like what we were saying, how we kind of differed. You said the board battles. I said that Dallas could not generate anything through the neutral zone. So the Blues did a very good job at eliminating and slowing down Dallas through the neutral zone because they love to do a quick transition or just a fast break in to the zone.
So you're still pretty new with me. You only been here for a few months.
Last time we got F1 playing the boards when Riley was wearing the sweater.
I think you'd have to go even further back. I think the last time that I saw a Blues team play the board, physically play the boards like that, Pronger was on the team. Because I'm not talking one player. I'm talking the entire team. That entire game was around the boards, almost all of it.
Like a play scheme. Like you're not talking about because we've seen we've seen the Blues team play that way, like for one game here or there. But you're talking as a scheme around, like a whole season kind of thing.
I don't know if it's going to be the whole season, but oh my goodness, that the way they played that game. Dallas could not get anything going in the second period. I didn't get to look at the stats because we were at the game. But now that we're here,
it was 14. I think they had the Blues had 14 shots to Dallas.
The second period shots were 12-5. It changes.
You know what part of that is? Jamie Benn's not back.
Say again.
Jamie Benn's not back.
That might have something to do with it.
I just think. I think
he was the one that would keep our physicality in check on that team.
Yeah, I do agree with that somewhat, but I just think the first period, that St. Louis and Dallas were neck and neck. I mean, they looked very identical. The first period was just a defensive clinic. No team could really get anything going, and I think that just shows that both teams are very good at what they do when they get to their game. They were both good defensively. It wasn't a scoring clinic, but it was a defensive battle. And when you get to see those games live, that's really special to see.
Well, you talk about the first period, neither team getting shots were 6 apiece,
Yeah.
right? And I'm thinking, I don't like that we only took 6 shots, but I'm loving the fact we held Dallas to 6, right? And 3 of them came early. There was a long period where Dallas couldn't get a shot off. There was a long period where the Blues couldn't get a shot off. And most of Dallas's, they got at the 9:21 mark, they got Blues got a penalty. Tucker got a roughing call, which was like worded rough. I mean, what was he, Barkley?
Well, and I even looked over you. I said, how do you get a roughing call in play? Usually, roughing occurs after the play. When you're getting too rough with somebody. But so I don't really know. And then in typical NHL type fashion, they call the penalty and then they don't even show the replay. So what that tells me,
they didn't show it, but you didn't see that.
You didn't even see it
Because you couldn't find where the penalty was.
Yeah,
That was
so
the
you
thing.
didn't. Yeah, there was no penalty on the
Right.
play. It was my guess. So,
But again, so then the second period comes, and it starts off like the Blues almost from the moment that puck dropped. They said, "You're in our house, and this isn't. You're not going to control. We're not going to do that again." 2 minutes, 27 seconds in, and we'll talk about this later. Number 1 star Jordan Kyrou from Shen. Shen takes a pass, and Kyrou does the rest of it by himself. Now, I will say that play in the second period was set up by a play that happened in the first period.
Yeah.
You know what play I'm talking about?
Not off the top of my head. There's a lot that I could gather, but you can just tell me, and I'll.
In the first period, Jordan Kyrou made a beautiful pass through the neutral zone to Joseph, who went in on a breakaway and just blew it. He should have scored there, and he scored in the past on breakaways.
Good save, but it is Ottinger, so I will give it to him.
Huh?
I said it is Ottinger, so Ottinger is very good. So
Yeah, I get that, but still, from that point on, Kyrou was not looking for Joseph at all. In that play, Joseph is right there, open in the middle, and Kyrou looks at him. The defense kind of moves over towards Kyrou, and Kyrou fakes it. He looks over, and then he stays like he's going to pass. They open it up, and then he just keeps that puck until he finds that opening and then buries it. Kyrou has learned, I'll count on my friends till I can't count on my friends, and then I'll do it my own damn self. Am I wrong there?
I feel like the nature of when you talk about like players not trusting players, I don't believe that. I mean, they're it happens, but I don't understand the view per se of someone not trusting their teammates. All of them are teammates. If you're not connected, if that's truly what's going on, then you got a problem. And I think Jordan Kyrou's mentality, you can see it. He's growing, he's maturing, and I think it's just a good play. I don't think it's oh well, he just doesn't trust Joseph. I don't think it's oh he just doesn't trust Shin. I think it's just Kyrou being a smart hockey player, holding that puck, making a good play, and scoring a great goal.
You might be right. I'm not going to take that away from you. And you could be right, but it just, to me, I looked and I saw what I thought was a wide open Joseph who could have taken guys with them down the boards to leave Kyrou even more open for a backdoor slot, but it wasn't happening. They just ignored that completely. And then 10 minutes later, 11 minutes later on a power play, Snuggerud just says, or no, it was even strength. there was a scrum around the net, and Suggerud found an open puck and just found a way to punch it in.
Yeah, and I think I believe if I'm correct, this was a good play by Tyler Tucker. I believe was in the zone. He gets the puck up, and then the Buchnevich with patience, gets it. Good save by Ottinger, and it just scrambles around, and then Jimmy Snuggerud is right where you want him to be, sitting right on the doorstep, and just puts it in.
At that point, we're going to the third period. It's 2-0, and I'm thinking, and I remember telling you this. Now we see if the Blues have learned how to put a game away. And I really thought, for me, the way you put a game away in the third period is puck control and shots on net. You have to outshoot your opponent. And unfortunately, they didn't. However, that doesn't mean they didn't put the game away. Dallas trailing 2-0 in the third, only got off 8 shots. That's after getting off 6 and 5 before that.
It was a defensive clinic by the Blues. I mean, when you look at Dallas, I told you this about how I view kind of Dallas and Colorado, teams like that. I think that they're good teams. They're good, potent offensive teams. But when it comes to defense, they're solid, but they lack a little bit on the defensive side. And I think the Blues corralled a potent offense in Dallas and only kept them to 19 shots. I mean, not many teams can say that they do that.
Yeah, no, they did. And the reason they kept them to 19 shots was puck battles, board battles. They kept them around the board. Every time Dallas tried to come up the neutral zone, there was somebody there. Now, what I was going to say earlier, you've only been with me about 4 months. So you haven't heard me say this a lot because I haven't said it. But you can ask Pat here. He'll tell you, I have been complaining about the Blues neutral zone.
Hockey thing again, guy?
Huh?
Is this the 5 areas of hockey thing again, guy? Is it the 5 areas of hockey thing again?
No, the neutral zone. I've been talking about the neutral zone. The Blues not coming through the neutral zone good. Did not have good neutral zone play. I've been talking about that for a long time. Right? I believe, and I've had former players tell me, yeah, I think you're right. 80% of your goals come through the neutral zone. What you do in the neutral zone sucks up so many goals. And if you're the year that Berube, or was it Berube? Or no, it might have been Berube, or actually it was Berube and Bannister. Both of them got fired because what the Blues did in the neutral zone was they sent a guy to the blue line, had him sit there until he got the pass, and as soon as he went in the zone, guess what? There's 4 guys around him because he was sitting there waiting on the pass. There was no neutral zone.
Yeah, I think the neutral zone, as of recent, has been way better. I just think the most impressive aspect is what you said. I think not so much the board battle, like the board battles is impressive. For me, it's the confidence that the Blues had playing on the boards against a team like Dallas. I think it's confidence is where I'm at when it comes to those board battles. The board battles, yes, but it's the confidence of throwing that puck on the boards and saying, yes, we're a good enough team to take this puck and win puck battles on the boards from Dallas.
I don't think Ben's not back yet, right? Or is he? No, let me turn your mic up.
He's not. That was my comment earlier.
Yeah.
Is that not having Jamie Benn in there's no way defending the boards for Dallas. But yeah, and I don't think it's a matter of confidence getting the puck back. It's a willingness to go and get the puck out of the corners, outside of Neighbors, maybe Shen. There was not a willingness. Like, oh, we turned it over. Time to get back to our zone.
Not last night.
Yeah.
No, last night
season or so.
And not only that, I think it was either it was the Calgary game. After the first period, the Blues had won 100% of the.
No, it was against Vancouver, wasn't it? Yeah, because we were at Jockey's. Because I was like,
I thought it was the Vancouver game, or not the Vancouver, the Calgary game.
No, it was the Vancouver game because we were at Jockey's, and I'm like, hey, guy, did you see how many or what the puck battle?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because he had the. Yeah, I didn't say that. So yeah, so the Vancouver game, they had won every puck battle along the boards in that period. It was 100-0, 100% to nothing. That says everything. And I was just, I was impressed. I've been impressed with the battle along the boards. I've been impressed with even in the 2 blowouts. I could sit back and still find some good, right? I can sit there in the opening blowout and go, I don't think Benny. I mean, okay, Benny gave up 5 goals, but did Benny give up 5 goals?
I mean, that's the thing that gets lost with a lot of Blues fans is, we always talk about how different fan bases are so fickle and so quick to, it's the end of the season, this season's over, we should just hang up the towel, get the first round draft pick. And I just think it's so extreme the way that people view things. And I think, like you said, there's positives that you can take from games that you lose.
Right. Shockey says, how about that 180 foot back check by Kyrou? Kyrou his defensive game has gotten a lot better. And God, I still don't like it.
Kyrou, well, and I said it to you, Kyrou's best season was last season. It was his best 2-way game that we have seen from Kyrou. He was a menace. I remember so many times prior to last year where he would lose the puck and he would just stop skating. Now he loses the puck and he is a man on a mission. He is firing back, using that speed, getting back, breaking up plays. And I think that's why the defense is looked as strong as it has at times, because you have forwards like Kyrou using his speed, coming back on the back check and giving support to the defense, because that means everything. We can talk about the defense being rough here and there, but like if your forwards are coming back and supporting your defense, you're going to have success.
Yeah, I still think that Monty's system is offensively aggressive, defensively responsible. Last night, they focused on defensively responsible. And the more they focused on defensively responsible, the more they could be aggressive offensively.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it felt like to me. It wasn't the other way around. Well, let's be offensively aggressively, and that will create the defensive responsibility. It was like they reversed that. We're going to be defensively responsible until it creates aggressive offensive opportunity.
Well, the saying is, at least what I say is a good defense translates into a good offense. That's the way I view things, and I really do believe that
in every sport but hockey. All right, see, now we've got a major. So in football, I will absolutely agree with you that your best offense is a great defense. There is to me, and I'm sure if Kelly Chase was here or Tony Twist, or they would punch me in the mouth and knock me out in a heartbeat for saying this. There is a misconception that hockey is a defensive game. And in all actuality, it is not. It is not a defensive game. It is an offensive game. It was always meant to be an offensive game. And with that being said, your best defense is a damn good offense. And the reason for it is, if you've got a really good offense, you're going to control that puck. You're going to score goals that the other team cannot catch up with, no matter what happens, no matter how many defensive mistakes you make. And the proof of this is the 80s Edmonton Oilers, right? That's proof of it. That team didn't know other than Grant Fuhr, that team didn't know what the word defense meant.
Yeah, like a different time now. I guess like that's kind of the cop-out answer, but it was a different time, back then, than it is now.
Okay.
So the 80s was a different time because you also had the 2-line pass rule, so you couldn't just go and run and gun. So you didn't have to worry about it because you were naturally slowed up by the mechanics of the game.
And I do understand that.
And having, Messier and Gretzky and,
Yeah, I mean, just
in there.
great
It's
talent.
like when you have a game where it's like they can't go and, basically turn it around and, it's like, hey, it's back the other way. Yeah, that much different in the 80s. You go end to end.
Well, I do understand that. You look at there are still teams that are much more offensive than they are defensive, right? So here you go. Chris Shockey says it, and this is coming. Where this is coming from, what his comment is coming from, I know exactly where it's coming from. And the guy who said it was a premier defenseman in the NHL. The best way to play defense is to have the puck. And the guy that said this was the premier defenseman in the NHL, played for the Blues and Montreal. Rod Ramage.
Wasn't the first one that came to mind with premier defenseman.
I
mean, I know who it is. But
yeah, but I think I know he's not in the Hall, but he's up there with quality defensemen. I mean, he was a stay-at-home defenseman, but he was a quality. I mean, he was better than a quality defenseman. I mean,
I don't know if I would really say that like I'm all on board with that comment. I mean, well, of course. I mean, obviously. I mean that just kind of seems like a simplistic approach to it. Like the best defense is the defense that you don't have to play defense on. Like that's what I'm getting from that. And so, and I get that, and I get your approach to how you do things. The way that I said it was, your good defense will generate good offense, because if you're playing good defense, your offense can contribute to. And I think the way that I'm going to tackle this is the 2019 Blues. The Blues, I wouldn't say the Blues were a potent offense. I mean, they were a good team, but the Blues were the last team in recent memory to win the Cup on the track.
on what?
On the track. Pat, do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't think they used the trap that. I don't even think they used the trap at all.
It's more just a shut down and take away opportunities for people to the outside than necessarily a trap, because the trap was all about getting a turnover off of it.
Right.
Yeah, but good. Okay, well, regardless, the defensive scheme was good. The Blues played well defensively, and it helped them in the long run by creating that good defense and generating it into offense.
What now? See, here's going to be my argument to this. What was there? There was something that was said during the 2019 Cup, and it was brought out time and time again. What did the Blues do better than any other team in the 2019 Cup? One word, and I know I'm going to hear it. Someone's going to say it. I'm surprised. I bet Pat will say it. What did they do better than any other team in the 2019 Cup?
They scored more power play goals.
No, one power play. Shockey got it. Shockey got it. Here we go. Pat, do you know? Forecheck. You consistently heard about their forecheck. Forecheck. The forecheck, well, everyone thinks it's defensive, is offensive because you're keeping the puck in your zone.
Well, I don't know who you were talking to, but forecheck is definitely offensive, not defensive.
Yeah, well,
because that's forwards forecheck, and that's why I say that having forwards be good on the back check is also beneficial, because it helps the defense and it plays a supporting role in the defense being well too.
okay, hey, before we continue on, I want to say a huge shout out to Gabe First Overturd, Marianne Holmes, E. Guido, Tad Dieterman, Jason Nichols. Jason, I haven't heard you. I haven't seen you. Where are you? Todd O'Neill, John Hefter, Chris Shockey, and Aaron Nels for putting that thumbs up on Facebook. I greatly appreciate it. If you were watching on YouTube, unfortunately, I cannot see your name, but if you do give me a like, I greatly appreciate that. Thank you for all that you do to help this show be successful. We got one more. Sister JJ with the like. Thank you, Sister JJ. Greatly appreciate you. He might be driving or he's working or helping his wife right now. Boy, that was a hell of a topic. I like that. We got really good in that one. So what's up next for the Blues? This week they have 2 home games, and then they go away before you see us. Well, you'll see us at the away game. So let's talk about what we have coming up. Originally, I would have said, "Wow, this game doesn't have anything. It's not a big game, but it's an important game." But now that someone reminded me of something, it becomes somewhat of an emotional game. I don't know how much of an emotional game it is for the players, but it's definitely going to be an emotional game for the fans, as we see the return of our long time announcer, John Kelly.
Yeah.
When the Kings come to town. This is so we have the Kings, Utah, and Detroit. That would be our 8 games, right? We're at 4 or 5, so 6, 7, 8.
That would be our third, 8th game against Detroit.
So that's my 10% mark, right?
Yeah.
We need 2 wins. You look at Utah, you look at Detroit, and you say, okay, one of those is for the most a pretty good win, right? One of those is a win.
You should beat Utah. That's the one I would say you for sure need to win. But as for the 3 games that are on par for the Blues coming up, the Blues are capable of winning all 3. I mean, do they win all 3? I sure hope so. I think that this win against Dallas woke the boys up a little bit. They got their first win on home ice. I think that they'll be determined to do some good things, but they really should beat all 3 teams.
Well, you know what? There's one thing we didn't talk about this last win. And I don't know why we didn't mention it. We probably should have, and I'm surprised nobody else mentioned it, was the blender lineup. I think Shockey mentioned it earlier. He said something about it, how this team is so deep and that they could blend up the lineup. The lineup they didn't change was that 4th line. And, one of you and Corey have been doing these prediction shows, right? And one of your predictions was who was going to be, I think it was the most successful.
Yeah, most successful line shakeup.
I kind of felt like that. And I said I thought the 4th line would be.
Yeah.
And I felt like they were really successful. They were all over Dallas. Dallas got nothing going against them at all.
Every line was good.
Every line was good.
I mean, you can really pick and choose which line you would prefer to give the edge to. The Kyrou, Shin, Joseph line was effective in that one. Kyrou getting on the board. I don't think the Holloway, Thomas, and Neighbors line, they didn't get on the board, but they did their part.
Sister JJ, lots of bugs, stink bugs. I kind of lost my thought here for a second.
Lines.
Say again?
Lines.
Yeah. I want to ask you about the 3 stars of the game.
Yeah.
When did you know who the 3 stars of the game were?
When did I know? I mean, I knew pretty much well as what you did, but we kind of swapped. But you told me, and you guessed them correctly. You said that it would be Snuggerud, Bennington, and Kyrou. And that's exactly what the order of the stars were. And I will give you props on that one. Granted, there was like the people who were like that were effective in this game. This game was only 3-1.
Yeah.
So, I mean, picking out the stars in this game wasn't exactly the hardest thing to do. But the line order that you put out there was right.
Yeah. Well, originally I said at first, at one point in the game, I said I knew who the 3 stars were. I wasn't sure about the order, and I didn't say it because I didn't want to jinx it, because we had the SO going, the shutout going, and I'm sitting there. I have Bennington on my fantasy team, I needed the shutout to win that category because otherwise it was a tie. And in my fantasy league categories, so we get 2 points for a win, 1 point for a tie, and 0 points for a loss per category. So every week I have 18, 19, I think 22. I'm battling 22 different positions, right? So I have 22 different games going every week.
Yeah.
Right. So that's kind of where I'm looking for is to get in that 22 mark. Right. So I'm hoping for that. And I never mentioned it. And Dallas didn't score with like 2 minutes to go. And I was really worried about going 5-on-5.
6-on-5.
Or 6-on-5. Or thank you. But it really Benny was number one until the score. Yeah, I had it prior to the goal. It would have been Snuggerud, Kairu, Benny.
And don't get me wrong, Bennington was good in this game, and we talked about it too. This wasn't a game where Bennington had to make the saves that he should not have made.
Yes.
This was a game where the Blues shut down a potent offense in Dallas, and Bennington was good when he needed to be good.
I think he had 2 high danger saves.
The one on Wyatt Johnson was very
Yeah.
good. The one on Wyatt Johnson, that's the one that is memorable that comes to mind, and I'm like, oh, they probably could have scored. But it was a good save. Bennington was what he needed to be in that game, and that was just a solid goaltender.
Yeah, Ratnan had a game. He had 2 penalties and a goal.
Yeah, Brandon seems to. I mean, he was a former Avs, so I mean, he always seems to be a killer too.
Yeah.
But the top stars of Dallas were pretty quiet in this game. Me and Corey, we did the predictions, and we said, "Hey, was Wyatt Johnson going to score?"
Sure.
And thankfully, he did not score.
Yeah, I thought he was.
But he had a good game for Dallas. He was one of the more noticeable stars on the ice for them, and had a few chances. But as for like the stars like Jason Robertson, ghost. Mikko Rantanen, he scored, but he was pretty well a ghost to that game.
Do you remember what song I was singing towards the end of the game?
You were saying you were saying make them the falling stars. Yeah, the falling stars. Yeah,
because that's what they are.
Yeah.
You know that song?
You know what I'd probably do. I'm not very good with.
Yeah, it's an
songs.
'80s song. Yeah. I think it was Boy Meets Girl, and it was to Catch a Falling Star or Catch a Falling Star.
Okay. You know what I probably have heard. I've never been good at song titles.
Right. So that's kind of what I was saying, that they were falling stars. So the other game that we have is Utah. Nick Schmaltz does play us really good. I seen that. Chris Shockey said Utah / Arizona plays us hard. Those Schmaltz is a pain in our butt. Yeah, and it's also Clayton Keller.
Yeah, Clayton Keller. Man, I love Clayton.
What is it about St. Louis kids coming back just to stab us in the heart?
Yeah, I know. Clayton Keller. I love that guy, man. He is such a good hockey player. I would love for the Blues to have someone like Clayton Keller.
Yeah,
I mean, he's a fantastic player. He goes under the thing with Utah is we talked about it. We don't really see the hype that everybody sees in Utah because everybody has overhyped Utah.
Yeah,
and I get it. They're a young team. They're a young, exciting team, and they do have some good stars. I think the JJ Peterka move was a good one.
Yeah.
Clayton Keller's great. Logan Cooley's going to be getting even better, but I just don't see the hype.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you there. I feel like the new car smell is going to wear off on them really, really soon. Because basically they're still the same team that was in Arizona that couldn't win. So if you can't win in Arizona, what makes the change of building going to make you win? You know, the chance they had to do something was last year, and they did move up the standings.
Was Logan Cooley in, and then Garland out, and a couple other ones out.
They
lost Garland. He went up to Vancouver.
Yeah.
Garland was a sneaky player against us too.
Who was the longtime defenseman that had he retired off?
I can't
Doan
remember.
retired and Leandro moved off to Florida.
Yeah, Doan. Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Shane Doan.
Shane Doan.
Yandel was with them too for long.
Yeah, Keith Yandel. Yep, Keith Yandel.
I think he's with Florida now.
But is it that much of a different team between now and what they were there? I mean, is it a better team?
No, we just played them like shit ever since the pandemic.
Yeah,
Right.
I don't necessarily think that they're better. like I said, they got a lot of young guys, and I think that there's potential there. But I just, for everybody who continues to come back every season and say, "Oh, Utah's going to be in the playoffs. Utah's going to be in the playoffs," and they do it every single season, and I just don't see it.
Yeah.
Their goaltending isn't strong enough. Their defense isn't good enough. They got some solid guys. Sergachev comes to mind. That's their top guy, but that's not good enough to
That
make you.
franchise had one good year. The year that they got like a 3 seed or whatnot, and I think Kachuk was playing for him at the time.
Oh yeah,
But
for
they-
Arizona.
they had-
Way back.
They
Yeah.
had done crap as the Coyotes and did crap as the Jets.
Yeah, they're kind of lost. They're a lost franchise. I mean, really, they are.
And Chalky said it here. Said Utah needs some stability in the organization before they can be better, and they do. And I mean, you look at it, huh?
Everybody used them for a decade as a salary dump.
Yeah. Well, no, not only that. Look who they've had. They had Wayne Gretzky as both an owner and a coach.
How many players got traded there? Past their playing days, like Kusa and somebody else. It's like
Kachuk, Paul.
No, they traded them to Phoenix after they were no longer playing. They were a salary dump.
Yeah. So
Zetterberg, I thought.
Yeah.
Man, Zetterberg brings back some good
You would
memories.
have the world's greatest team of just people that had contracts with. I think that never actually played. I think Promer's contract finished with that.
trying to get to the floor, right? Yeah. See that is something that now everyone talked about. So the rule goes into effect this year. The playoff salary cap, right? Salary cap just continues over into the playoffs, even though they don't get paid in the playoffs. I get it. I thought they should have done this a long time ago. However, the thing that they don't discuss is something that I think is even worse, is the salary floor. Teams that, and I think it was the Sharks, trade for Carey Price to take on that $10 million contract, have him on the roster, just put him on IR, not LTIR, IR, so they don't have to pay another player or 3 or 4 players that money to get them above the floor. That, I think, needs to stop. If you're trading players used to have to undergo a physical after a trade. I think in baseball they still do. Have to go through a physical. And if they don't pass the physical, the trade is null and void. I think the same thing should happen in the NHL. I think that if you're going to I don't like this, because what that's happening is Carey Price's $10 million is paying him to sit on his ass at home, which is fine. He's injured or retired, whatever. But it's keeping 3 or 4 young guys from getting their NHL dream. And I have an issue with that.
Oh, yeah, I was waiting for Pat.
Yeah, I thought Pat looked like he was about ready to
I'm
like.
looking at Pat, and I'm just.
I said at the beginning, they're a salary dump.
Yeah, I thought he was going to light into me on that one.
For me, with Utah, I mean, I know we're analyzing Utah like we've talked about this game, like this game's already. I just don't see a sense of direction in Utah. There's not a sense of direction, and that's the same way I feel about a bunch of teams. Like I get that feeling with a team like Vancouver. I think they're very directionless right now. Utah, I think Chicago's not in that spot anymore. I think Chicago's treading in the right direction. San Jose treading in the right direction. I just think that a team like Utah is just kind of there.
Yeah, I see that. I would put Anaheim in that same category.
Directionless or treading in the right direction?
No direction.
No direction.
Yeah.
Anaheim's going to be rebuilding.
I think
they've been rebuilding for a couple of years. San Jose's floundering.
Yeah, but they got rid of Zegras, and that I didn't see. I think they got rid of him for almost nothing, right?
Well, he went.
They got a big
Gibson.
prospect to return from Philadelphia.
Yeah, I don't know.
If somebody at Philadelphia couldn't sign, that's why they traded over.
Yeah.
They're not starting off the greatest, but I think Anaheim made some good moves, and I think that they are treading in the right direction. I'm just kind of thinking of teams that are kind of like they have young guys, but like they just seem directed like Buffalo. Buffalo has some talent, but what is Buffalo? I mean, Buffalo
That's ownership. Buffalo's whole problem is ownership.
Yeah,
The advantage the Ducks have is they're in a very weak division.
Yeah, I think that the Ducks are for me. The Ducks are
back in a weak division.
The Ducks are heading in a right direction. I don't think they're a playoff competitive team right now, but they are heading in the right direction to become that.
Yeah. Okay. I feel that a little bit. Now I kind of lost where we were. I wanted to throw something out there for Pat, and I can't remember what it was. ADHD attacked me. We're at a good point we're at the beginning of the season. The Blues have done something that I didn't expect, but they've basically given us a bunch of shit to talk about. Dr. Jekyll and Hyde did it. They put a little sex appeal to it. They've shown us how good they can be. They've also shown us how bad they can be. Question is, which one do they want to be?
Yeah, I mean, they need to grab, and I think that's why I view the Dallas game in a very good light, because if you can hold a team like Dallas, who has a very, very potent offense, to just 19 shots in a full 60-minute game, you're doing something right. And like you said, we've seen the best and we've seen the worst so far. Which one are they going to choose? I don't know. But I think the Dallas game is a turning point for the Blues. I think we finally start to see the Blues that me and you, and multiple millions of Blues fans have been waiting for. And I think we start to see that that corner turn, where we start to see the Blues team that we saw last season that made it to the playoffs.
I want that 10 points for me. I think that getting in the first 8 games, getting those 10 points is huge.
Well,
because I think if you can get those 10 points in the first 10%, you're not playing behind the 8 ball.
No, you're not. Well, and the standings as of right now, the Blues are in third right now, and everybody's still close right now. So you got to pick your spot to run away with things somehow. If the Blues go, let's say the Blues go 2-1, the Blues hit that 10 point mark that you're talking about. But if the Blues go 3-0, like we both know that they're capable of doing against teams like LA, Detroit, and Utah, you're at 12 points in that 8-game mark.
Yeah.
So how would you feel about that if the Blues were to go?
I also don't want to talk about it because then make sure it's not going to happen. Again, at that point, you're playing from ahead. You now have you have 2 shots. You have a shot to give.
Yeah. Well, and the Blues will have. I think I don't know the schedule for each team, but I think for the most part, the Blues will have some games in hand on some of the teams. In the central, but also in the whole Western Conference.
Yeah, well, this actually, you bring up something. Some of you may or may not know this, but I have been a guest on NHL radio a couple of times. Last time I was on, I was asked about the first 8 to 10 games, and I said in the first 8 games they could easily go 5-2-1, or they could go 3-5-0. I'm hoping it's not 3-5-0, and I'd be okay with 5-2-1.
Yeah, I would be fine with getting at least 2 wins. They need 2, like you said, they need to hit that 10 point mark. They need to get the 2 wins at least. But like I said, the Kings, they're going to be hungry, but the Kings are kind of in a lost spot right now. If the Blues play like they played against Dallas, LA stands no chance. LA is not as potent as Dallas. If you played the same way you played Dallas against LA on Tuesday, I have no doubt in my mind that the Blues win that game. If you play, obviously, if you play that way that you played against Dallas, against any one of those teams, you're going to pick up the win, I think. But do the Blues do that?
Yeah, that's the question. Can they do it? And you're right. I don't know either. You know what? What a show. So the original plan for the night show was an hour to an hour and a half. 2 hours, 23 minutes in, I think we kind of made that goal.
Yeah, we're killing it.
Yeah,
I think we're killing it.
It's been a great show, and Cussamano's. I appreciate them. They're more. Let's go Blues. Absolutely. Cussamano is kind of like a venue. You can rent them out, do parties here and things. It's not really like an open bar. He does do things like that. There are things like that, but he's a great place to come and visit. He's a great cook, man. I'm telling you, he's a good cook. He's been cooking food. Like, I know there's still some food for me to get a hold of before we leave tonight. And I'm going to make sure I get some. But this has been a fun show.
Yeah.
Right? Been a fun
been
show.
good.
And this is our regular show now. Right? Now, it's going to be on pause a little bit until I get back. Well, once I get back to Hawaii, I think we're going to start at the 7 o'clock hour in St. Louis, which is 3 my time. And we're going to do our regular Sunday show covering the week in the NHL, covering the week of the Blues. And then we will try and do one game, at least one game a week, depending on my work schedule and how I work, you know, where I see it. And your work schedule too. That's going to play into it some, but we're going to try and do that. And we're going to try and make the show a little more regular for you. So you will know every Sunday, 7 o'clock. I think that's the best time to do it on Sunday. It's 7 o'clock. We're here for you. Not too late. You know, it's in prime time, but there's not a lot on Sunday. Hell, when I was a kid, I remember the only thing on Sunday prime time was The Wonderful World of Disney.
Football.
Yeah, we got football to compete against, but
And the people that watch us don't care about football. Honestly, the majority of the people that watch us do
I
not.
watch Mizzou, but that's a Saturday.
Yeah. So
good. Good. Speaking of Mizzou, good win for them.
big win for them yesterday. Overtime, a big win. I didn't see where'd they rank today.
I haven't looked yet.
They were 16. They went from 14 to 16.
They were
After
six,
Yeah,
They were
walked
16
away
when I
from
looked at
in
it.
a game that they should
They're
have won.
15 now.
15 now. Yeah,
15.
15.
Okay, so I went up one. That's not bad. They're not going to be in the playoff picture, but you know that was a really good win for them.
If they don't shit the bed against Vanderbilt, then they might be a playoff team.
Yeah.
It's like
Well, no,
they
they well.
I only had
I don't know about them being a playoff, but they are bowl eligible.
Well, the
So
playoffs is going to be like 8 teams.
yeah.
So
Is it 8 or 12? I think it went to 12 this year.
I thought it was 8.
No, it's 12 this year.
It might be 12. I don't
Well,
know. 12 or 8,
regardless,
I
if they
think.
beat Vanderbilt, then they're in the conversation. If they get their ass kicked against Vanderbilt, then they're out because that'll be their second loss.
Yeah. So they're with that win yesterday, they're 6-1.
Yep.
6-1.
And it was a close loss to Alabama. So
Yeah. It was basically a last second
Yeah,
interception.
It was a
So.
one possession game against Alabama.
You can look at that one loss as not. That's a good. I'm going to
That's
give.
what I said.
That's a good loss. You know, it's a-
technical,
If
yeah.
they get their ass kicked by Vanderbilt, it's
So they're going to have to play Vanderbilt really hard. Well, guys, we're at basically 2.5 hours. I think that we've talked enough and talked it out. It's a good show. I really appreciate you. It takes me a good half hour or so to wrap this stuff up. So I think that that's kind of where we're at. I think we're going to go ahead and wrap things up here very shortly. Wrap things up. Justin, any last words before we go away?
Well, let's hope that we see the Blues team that we want to see from the Dallas game coming up in these next 3 games that we have in your 8-game window.
Yeah.
That hopefully we see the Blues team that we saw last night against Dallas, because we'll be set up for success in this season. And I truly believe that this Dallas game was a turning point for the St. Louis Blues. And as always, let's go Blues.
Yeah. Well, Eagle Eye, a question. That 8-game window that I put in, or 8-game segment, is do you think that that's too short of a segment? Do you not agree with it? I mean,
I wouldn't say that I disagree. I mean, it's a reasonable window. I think when you take the sections of the game, you have the 82 games, and you're just breaking it down into little sections.
10%.
Yeah, here and there. So I mean, that standard makes sense. So I mean, if you're getting 10 points in that window, you're setting yourself up for
a 100-point season,
Yeah.
and that puts you in the playoffs. So that's kind of why I look at it. I want to make sure you were kind of understood a little bit better where I was headed with that. Guys, I had a great show. I want to thank the Zombo Apocalypse for showing up tonight. You didn't get to see him on camera because I wasn't able to set up my other camera here. but we had a really, really good show. I want to thank Cussamano for letting us hosting us tonight. Sorry we didn't fill the place. I'm going to keep trying. Maybe next year we'll be blown up and we'll fill this place. Don't forget we have one more live show. It is not that far from here. It is in Cedar Hill, Missouri, next Saturday. I think the show starts at 5. I got to double check the game. If the game's at 6, we're going to start at 5. Special show. We'll do an hour pregame. We'll be there a little early. They're doing a fundraiser for their charity, which is an elderly home. Come out for that. I don't know about food there. I honestly don't. I think we're potlucking it. We're trying to potluck it. I'm still thinking about maybe going and getting a couple of Sierra's pizzas for that. Sierra's is part of like the pizza royalty chain here in St. Louis. Yeah, well, because I've seen some videos on it, like when you go like from this guy to, they're part of that tree, right? It's in Maryland Heights. It's been a family-run organization for decades, as long as I can remember. So a really nice little place. I might get a couple of pizzas or toasted raviolis from them and bring them. We'll see, because it's kind of out of the way from where I'm going. But we had a good time, and we hope to see you all out there at Cedar Hill. We will do a show again. We'll do the Cedar Hill show, and then our next show will be on the 29th. That will not be a location show. That will be just a virtual-only show with me, Justin, and John Hefner. We are going to honor our friend Roland, who passed away a couple weeks ago. And John and him were really, really good friends. Their friendship grew out of the show. So I really want to give John a chance to, and John's he doesn't want to be on the show, but he kind of does. So I just wanted to give John that chance. And this will be the first time. I've known him 5 years now, and this will be the first time I've gotten a chance to meet him. So I'm greatly looking forward to it. Talked to him many, many times. But so everyone, I want to thank you for coming out. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for watching. This is Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, and
Justin, Eagle Eye Scout,
saying aloha mahalo. And there is only one way that we end this show. So I say, boys.
Hawaii Blues fan, we're bleeding blue with you. Let's go Blues! Let's go Blues! Let's go Blues!
Let's go Blues.
Let's go Blues.
This is Guy and Justin saying we're bleeding blue with you. Aloha mahalo, and we'll see you next time on the BlueNote Fan Report.